What age do you think you're gonna get? You're gonna retire from YouTube?
I honestly don't even know. I have no idea.
What age do you think you're gonna retire from YouTube?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I feel like it'll change.
The content will change.
The concept will change and everything. I feel like it's gonna continue to grow, but it's almost like whenever you lose the passion for it. I feel like that's a part of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You gotta enjoy it somewhat to get up and do it every day.
Losing the passion is a definite, but at the same time, you have to keep you got to keep that motivation. In the content. Yeah. So once if you ever come to a point to where you can't make content, that's something that's going on in your life, and that's something that's affecting you. But it
real life situations definitely affect. It affects anybody that does content. You know,
like how often. So, Phlo. So, with you doing your content and everything like that, do you ever get to a point to where when something it could be as simple as you just going outside and it's hailing, and you're just like, oh, I can't do content today.
Because the weather?
It could be weather, it could be people, it could be the shit you see, it's anything. Like when you sit there and you sit there and you're like, I can't do content. Fuck, man. I'm I can't
That's
do it.
That's the intrusive
today.
thought sometimes.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah.
And when you're in a YouTube couple, it's even more like that.
Because
now it's two vibes that are coming. Even with y'all got all three of y'all.
Right.
It's like if one of y'all are off, sometimes it's hard to make content.
Right.
But I feel like with me, it's hard with my girl because if she's not in the vibe, I can't be like, hey, get in the vibe. We're going to shoot a video.
Yep.
They're going to be able to fill in the video that she didn't want to shoot.
Right.
So it's like, it's hard, you can't force it.
And honestly, I feel like when I was doing content, I've done content, I used to be in a relationship and do content and stuff. And I feel like that's one thing that I was doing in the beginning, kind of when we, on those days where we was dragging ourselves and stuff like that. I used to be like that, or I used to, because I felt like they was unmotivated. But then I had to realize to show empathy and understand that if somebody's going through something, it's going to affect their mental while you're trying to do content, whatever.
Kind of the same thing in 2020 when you went through that year-long break.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that,
right?
Because you we all had to show some sort of none of us could just be like, yo, Vaughn, put some content out.
Right.
And we don't have to talk on the topic, but you was going through some shit that was on some real shit too.
Right.
And he was going, and you want to show Phlo? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the tattoo. Yeah.
So when that shit took place, it was like we all was understanding about it. So your ex had to understand.
Yeah, for sure.
And had to sit there and go through it. But same thing, you was there also with me when I was going through my situation with my ex.
Oh yeah.
Also, let me shout out real quick. I hate my baby mama.
But it's crazy though. It's crazy because on some real stuff, when going through that, because obviously we both was going through stuff around that time. It was New Year's. I remember us being in we was in the Uber when it was crossing New Year's that year, and we was like, damn, bro, we been through a lot this year. We about to just leave it here.
This is when we visited one of my homies that came out here, and he was in an Airbnb and stuff like that. But during that situation, I was out on the run. So this is before I turned myself in. I ended up turning myself in. I did my time. I did what I had to do and shit like that. But going through that, I understood. I was kind of you know what? The universe is gonna give me what the universe is. What is it called? I can't even think of the word.
Manifest or attract.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So, that's how I was looking at it. Do you
Right.
remember, during that time?
Yeah. It was a lot going on.
Because I remember posting even a story, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, you know what? this is what's meant for me. Like not the pain or anything like that, but the pain makes you strong.
Right.
The pain.
You gotta go through it.
The pain makes you. At the end of the day, like you go through. Let's say as simple as going to jail, going to the hospital, almost dying, anything like that. You come out of that situation, you stronger.
You stronger.
You stronger every fucking time you go through that shit.
For sure.
And that's what I fucking learned. When I went through that shit, I sat there and I was just like, I was in pain, but I was like, you know what? It's not gonna break me. It's gonna make me.
Right.
And that's how I look at this shit. All this shit. From my baby mamas doing the shit that they doing, from the loss I have, from the niggas I lost, from the like so I dated a girl a couple of months ago, and she got killed by a gunshot wound.
Damn.
To the back of her neck. And I looked at it as just, and what's crazy.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Huh?
Sorry to hear that.
I appreciate it. I really do. You remember how much I broke down when that shit happened?
Yeah, because
I sat there and I just broke down. It was one of those sob cries, like where you're like I was sob crying.
Damn.
And I went to the memorial. I went to the balloon release. I went to the burial site, everything. And see, and now I'm about to tear. I'm about to tear. I'm not, but all right. Whew.
Let it flow.
Yeah. That part.
Yes, sir.
And I gotta ask you a question.
What you got?
And everybody in the comment section, you guys can also answer as well, because I want to hear you guys' like your guys' like point of view type shit. And I saved this for this podcast because I was gonna talk about it.
What you got?
Actually, before I even talk about it, let me ask how you feel about it real quick.
About what happened?
You know what after the fact.
Like, you want me to talk about that?
Don't talk about it, but how do you feel about it? I'll talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it right now.
We getting deep,
spicy, bro.
It's about to get spicy in this bitch, y'all. It's about to get spicy in this bitch, y'all.
Look, I mean, how do I feel about it now? Like,
how do you feel about it in general? And then I'll go from there.
And I want to get your perspective on this.
Yeah, because that's what I was about to ask him. I was about to ask him that.
Are you sure you want to talk about this?
Yeah.
All right.
When I say I'm talking my shit on this shit,
y'all getting the exclusive.
Look, man. So look. I felt like after you first told me that it happened, I wasn't shocked that it happened, but I was still disappointed. Like, if I'm being honest, I was disappointed about it. Just like from like the aspect of her, you know, because I felt like. I mean, you know, I just feel like that's not wrong in general. That's not the way to grieve. That's not the way to grieve, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. So I definitely I just felt like if you would ask 9 out of 10 people how they felt about it, I feel like if you ask 10 out of 10 people how they felt about that situation, a lot of them would kind of like agree more that that's a, you know, crazy way to grieve. But, you know, at the end of the day, we are human and everything. People make mistakes, whatever the case may be.
So for the viewers, what happened?
Okay.
Right.
So now I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I'm gonna talk about it on the internet. My beanie's still good, yo.
Yeah, no, you chilling.
All right. So, after my ex died, her mom ended up coming over probably like a week ago. And she ended up fucking me. And that sounds so funny to say.
He said that's not the way to grieve. And we're all wondering, like, what is he saying though? Like,
All right, so how it started, y'all, is we was on the couch. I think we was watching. Why you gotta keep laughing? Stop laughing, nigga.
yo,
So we was on the couch. We was watching like a TV show or a movie or some shit. And then she looked at me, and then she came in for a kiss, and I kissed her back.
She put the move on you?
She moved on.
She made the first move.
Yeah, she made the first move.
Okay.
So I sat there, and I obviously.
And you didn't give her no physical touch, no nothing before that?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, we was on the couch, and like we was like kind of just like this type shit. You feel me? And then like when I started feeling her like touching on my thighs, and then she started looking at me, and then she looked at me, and then I was like, and then when she leaned in for the kiss, I leaned in for the kiss, and then remember the girl actually it wasn't even him.
that's wild, bro.
No, he's different.
No.
He's different.
No, the reason why the reason why I'm laughing, y'all. Look, the girl wasn't even a girl. First off,
Whoa.
transgender.
Oh, you talking about the one that was with her? Okay.
Yeah,
Whoa, hold on, pause. Who was transgender?
Not the mom.
Yeah, no, the mom brought the friend over.
Okay.
My ex's friend over. But I thought she was a girl. But the way she talked, I ain't gonna lie. I sat there and I was like,
Whoa.
You used to have a dick, huh?
Little bass in the voice, huh?
I was like, you used to have a dick, huh? And she went, and I was like,
Okay.
But she looked pretty. I ain't gonna lie, she looked pretty. But I was like, okay, all right. But I ended
It's
up,
hard to. I mean, sometimes like you can get caught off guard nowadays.
No, you can't.
It's
Like, you gotta double
crazy.
check. Sometimes you have to ask, and it's sad that you got to do that.
You got to ask for identification. Hey, can
I
I
swear.
see your ID?
Yes.
That part.
No. And remember, who was it with? I'm gonna say Ben. I'm gonna just say Ben. It rhymes with the name that I'm talking about. So I'm talking about a female right now. The one that fucking snatched my chains. That same bitch. I was asking for her ID because like she was young. She was what? How old?
I don't know.
Like 19.
She wasn't there.
Anyways, I was like, I'm gonna see some ID. But I think
you really asked her for her shit?
Yeah, I
Did
was
she
like,
give it to you?
Yeah, no, she
Okay.
gave it to me because her friend ratted her out.
Okay.
You remember the friend?
Yeah.
So her friend ratted her out because I was like, because she was saying that she was like, I'm 20 or 21, and I was like, okay, bet, let me see your ID type shit. Like
Yeah.
I like, and
Sometimes you got to do that, especially with age. You
got
don't want
to.
no minors. But back
got
to
to.
what you were saying. Like, I feel like, I mean, no one could really tell someone how to grieve. But
Yeah.
that is wild though.
That's a wild. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that she
was
did the move first,
initiated. That's
it's
the
kinda
wildest part
crazy.
about it.
Yes, like because I'm just thinking of like the respect level. Like that's your daughter. Like and you know she was
Right.
already doing, and you gonna try the first move. That's outrageous to me.
Outrageous.
But, hey.
and she's also married.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Oh
Well,
my god.
hopefully he doesn't catch this podcast.
Oh my god, bro.
Yo,
It's not the first married bitch I fucked.
I mean, for sure. But back what you were saying earlier about pain, though, pain definitely does make you who you are. And the thing is like, we don't learn lessons during the good times.
Mm-hmm.
We learn lessons from the pain. When hard times hit, that's where the lessons come in. When money's right and you're up and you're just doing your thing, there ain't really a lot of lessons. You learn a lesson when you take the L. When you're just out here not paying attention, you start taking L's, and then that's when the lesson comes. When
Right.
times get hard. So that's why the hard times do make you exactly who you are. They build you. And not only that, if it weren't for the hard times, why would we even appreciate the good times? Because when you're down and shit ain't good, when you finally get back up, you're like, damn, I appreciate this shit. That's what makes you appreciate the shit. It's because you knew what it was like when it wasn't the good times. You're like, damn, I'm so glad I'm here now. But if you never had a hard time, you would never appreciate the good time because you wouldn't be a comparison.
When you're, I guess you could say rock bottom. When
Yeah.
you hit rock bottom, when you experience that shit, and then you come out of that shit, not only are you fucking stronger, but you're wiser.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you sit there and you're like, oh fuck. If it didn't kill me, it made me stronger.
Right.
Like, and that's what we talking about. Like I remember talking last night with somebody, and I was like, I remember spending like, do you remember those $2 bills?
Mm-hmm.
I remember having those $2 bills, and
You were saving them and shit.
And you, like, for me, like, I used to save them because they were
rare.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
People said they were good luck and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I used to save them.
Right.
But I remember getting so rock bottom, I would be there, and then I got so down bad, and this was back in like probably 2020. We're just gonna say 2020. But
right.
I remember sitting there and I just said, fuck it. And I bought some alcohol with those $2 bills.
Right.
And like, you get so down bad like that, but when you make it out that shit, you sit there and you fucking understand what life is about. Even like with me dying the other week.
Right.
Like me sitting there, and then like you saw how I woke up. I woke up in an Airbnb bed, and I sat there and I was mad as fuck at Vaughn and Chris, and I was like, oh, fuck y'all, this and that and the other. But they was like, yo, bro, chill. This is what happened.
You didn't even know what happened.
I didn't even know what happened.
He had no idea. Right.
And I sat there and I was like, wait, what? Like, and then I was like, wait, how the fuck am I still here?
Right.
Like, I'm still here? There has to be a reason for that shit. So,
reason,
like,
bro.
like anybody that's still here, you have a fucking purpose.
Exactly.
You have a purpose. There, like, if if you're still breathing, you're fucking living, you have a fucking purpose.
But it's not only that. When those types of things happen, not only does it remind you of a purpose, but it makes you more focused on your purpose. It makes you remember. You know what I'm saying? Because we forget. A lot of people are running from our purpose. Our purpose is right there in front of us, and we keep running from it. It's reminding you need to get back on the path.
Can I ask you a question real quick? So, you believe in God?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you ever have a point in time where you lost faith in God?
There's been a lot of times in my life where I lost faith in God. For most of my life, I didn't even believe in God. Or at least I didn't believe in religion.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would believe in God, but I've had experiences in my life where I know there's God.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still, like, when you go through those hard times, you're just struggling. You're like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I can't be a God. People dying around you, like you losing everything.
Yeah.
And you're like, how could there be a God when these people who are such good people are being taken from this earth?
And
it's like, how?
But when it comes to that subject, I've always believed in God, but I've experienced to where, like, when I'm in a bad time, I'm not praying and stuff, or I'm not, like, I'm not thinking that way. You know what I mean? But when I'm doing good or things are going good, nothing's going on, that's when I'm thinking about it and stuff. But you got to learn to be able to have that faith and that belief when you're going through stuff the same way that you can have it when you're, when everything's good. So
Well,
that's
you know
an experience
what?
that I've had.
For sure. And a lot of people are the other way around.
Yeah.
They only pray when it's bad.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, please help me out in the situation. They only pray to God for help.
Yeah.
But what you need to do is you got to always pray for God, because you have to show your appreciation.
Right.
Even when times are good, you want to pray.
Right.
Times are bad, you want to pray. If you don't, that's when you lose your blessings.
Exactly.
Two things real quick as well. One thing I learned in jail is when, because I used to do what is it called, Bible study.
Yeah.
So we used to do Bible study at 1 p.m. every single day in jail, and we used to take the chairs into the basketball court room and like put it in a circle and have a Bible prayer. But I learned that when you pray, you can't pray for yourself. You pray for
onto others.
No, it's not even that. Like let's say, like, I sit here, I could be here and be like, God, please give me a Lamborghini.
Right.
Oh yeah,
but you sit there and God, please show me the way. Show me the way to get to the point to where I can get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's what you
Right.
do.
So,
like,
I said this
pray for yourself.
I said this in another podcast. I said, God's going to give you the pieces to build the house or build the Lamborghini. He's not going to give you the Lamborghini. He's going to give you the opportunities that could get you that Lamborghini.
Exactly.
Right,
But
the
you have to be
foundation.
willing.
Exactly.
You got to be willing to take those opportunities on and not complain. Because one thing I've learned is all that complaining stuff, which we all do it sometimes.
Yeah, we all do.
But
Yeah.
when we do, you have to understand. You got to look at it from God's perspective.
Yep.
He gave you this opportunity. Yeah, it's a lot of work involved, but you keep complaining. Like when you give someone an opportunity and they keep coming to you and complaining about it, you're like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, fuck you. I ain't giving you no opportunity because you keep complaining about what I'm trying to do for you.
Right.
So it's like God, how could it be different? He looks at it like you keep complaining about the opportunity, so I'm gonna stop giving them to you.
Yep.
You feel me? So it's like he gives you the pieces to build that Lamborghini.
And then when you only like when you sit there and you're praying for yourself type shit,
Yeah.
you're selfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't
Right.
sit there and just be like, God, I want $100 million. Please give me it. Like you can't do that. Like it's just one of those things where God, please show me the way I could do it. And like you want to help your family. Everybody does. Like
Right.
you want
Right.
to help your family,
For
right?
sure.
Exactly. So
Right.
like when you help your family, you help your family. Like we're all good people at the end of the day. Like because at the end of the day, for me, when I get rich, the first thing I'm doing is make sure my family's straight.
Right.
Like my Lamborghini can wait until
Right.
I get
All that shit's done already.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
like that part, and then the second piece of the question: have you ever died before?
I have not died before.
Okay. Have you ever had a close death experience?
I've been in some situations, but nothing like that.
Okay.
What about you?
What do you think? Because with me, so and this was a big topic that when I was talking to Vaughn and Chris about it. So when I died in the pool, I saw black. But I also heard stories where when people die, they saw light. They saw God. They saw
the light at the end of the tunnel and stuff like that.
But
Yeah.
why did I see black?
I feel like
You remember it?
Huh?
You remember seeing blackness?
It was black. It was nothing but black.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I just feel like I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't know, but like maybe I feel like it's because even though like you were unconscious, you had no pulse. He had no pulse. Like and it had to do CPR and everything. Like and he coughed the water up and everything. So maybe he just wasn't like I don't know. Maybe it wasn't like your time, so you ain't see nothing. You didn't experience anything.
Yeah, and I had that response as well with a couple of other conversations I had with like females and shit like that. But they were saying it was because it wasn't your time. But
Yeah.
but I've also seen people die, seen like talk to God, come back.
Right.
Obviously, it wasn't their time.
There's
They
been
came
people who
back.
have actually seen themselves. Like they be on the
Yeah,
table
from-
dying, and they would be seeing themselves, and they would go back.
They see.
They actually
Like
Like,
they basically come out like their soul comes out and they can see themselves from a like imagine if you just were
No.
From
like,
an outside perspective.
from a third person point
third
of view.
person point of view. That's it.
Like your spirit.
But what's the difference from what I experienced from that?
For somebody that
experience?
says they experienced the other.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
maybe
So,
maybe
like,
there's a level
what's-
of dead. Like there's like people like if you get like for example you get shot in the head, that's like level 10. You're
Yeah.
dead. There ain't no white light.
Right.
You're done.
Instant.
You know what I'm saying? But maybe there's like a point where you're depends on how close you get to death.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody who gets to like a level 8, they're gonna see the outer body experience.
Okay,
Or
so
someone
there might
gets
be
you
levels to this
to
shit.
death.
type
Like a
shit.
level 5 might be
Okay.
like they saw the tunnel.
Yeah.
The light at the tunnel. And for you, maybe it was like level 3 where you didn't get to that point where you
Okay.
got far enough in the darkness to reach the light.
Exactly.
Or
I
even
didn't,
see
I
the
didn't
light.
even think about that. So there's
Yeah.
levels.
That's a crazy perspective.
Yeah,
That far into the darkness?
Actually, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that. So there's like levels to this shit when you reach that.
But
Yeah.
also like all these opinions and theories and everything that everybody has at the end of the day, one thing why I'm a believer in a multitude of things. Like I believe
Right.
in God, but I believe in other things as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm open minded about it because
too.
it's like they're so you'll never be able to experience it until your time comes, so you won't know. Anybody can tell you. A person can be in front of me telling me a million times a day that they experienced that and it happened to them and this and that. But I won't ever have that experience unless it's my time.
You won't feel it unless it's you. You can hear a story about it, but when you go through it, that's when it becomes a profound experience.
Right.
We're like, bro, ever since that, because I've had experiences like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, ever since that day, I don't want to die because I got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like once you have kids, like, because I'm going to tell you, be honest with you, before I had kids, man, I used to live like I didn't care if I died.
Yeah.
I used to push it to the edge. But, like, I feel like, especially when you find love, like, once you find love or you have your kids, a certain love that you have for your kids.
That's about to make me tear. Keep going, but I'm about to tear up because it's the same thing when you go to jail. When you have a loved one, like, outside of jail type shit, like, you not only do you feel bad, you got guilt. Like, you sit there and you're kind of like, just like, fuck, man, I didn't want to put her through this.
You got more to live for.
Yeah.
Like, once you got something to live for, and it might not even be kids. That's just one of them. It could just be a success.
Yeah.
You could have maybe had a dream that you had and you finally succeed in it.
Yep.
You're like, man, I'm here. I cannot stop. I got this far. You know, and so it's like, I feel like that's what creates fear and death. But at the end of the day, if someone were to come in the crib, it's on. You know what I'm saying?
Course,
like, it's on. You feel me?
Like, that's
anybody run up in the crib, it is what it is, nigga.
I mean, you gotta
What's
protect yourself at all times.
You
But
feel
like,
me?
I will say, like, for me, I've always honestly feared death. But like, I feel like,
what makes you fear
for
it?
instance, like, I can't relate to y'all in terms of having kids because I don't have any kids.
Right.
Like, I'm 30 and I have no kids, so it's something that I want. But I also like have been searching for, like, you know, I feel like I still haven't found my own purpose and my own journey in life and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like kids is a good purpose for anybody to have because it's like a reflection of yourself. It gives you more, you know, more.
It gives you motivation.
Yeah, and you got somebody that's depending on you no matter what. Like, you're the number one person that they will always have to depend on.
Right.
You know, in your significant other, you know, whoever you have your kid with.
You have a kid. How old is your kid?
12.
12.
Mm-hmm. And then, but my girl has 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying? They're like my kids. So I really have 3.
And when you had your kid, because I'll open up in regards when I had my kid, but when you had your kid, was you there in the room?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I saw it.
Was it C-section or was it vaginal?
Vaginal.
Okay, so see, I'm about to get look. I got chills again. But when you had your kid, your first kid, how was your emotions?
I mean, it was a mixture of emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely was sad at the moment. Just like that joy of it happening.
Yeah.
And it's like you change as a person in that moment.
Bro,
it's like a love that you feel.
You see my
That's
shit,
like
it's like-
it's like a chemical. It's like it's part of who we are when we have a child. Like there's like things that come out of you, hormones or whatever the fuck it is, that are released.
We don't even know what it's
we don't understand.
But it's a feeling that you'll have though when you have your first. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna have
they should do a test on people as to what happens to you, like, hormonally when the kid is born, because there's a change in you.
Yeah.
There's got to be something that's part of who we are as a human being.
And when I had my first kid, I was sob crying.
Yeah.
Like, I was holding my kid and I was just
Yeah.
like, I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop crying type shit.
Yeah, I cried too.
Like,
sure.
that shit, like, when I say that, like, and you're, like, you haven't had your experience yet, but you gonna have it.
Oh, no.
But that shit is gonna hit you where it's like, where you sit there and you're just like, because you're holding your child.
Right.
You're holding your blood. You're holding
yourself.
you're holding your mini-me.
Yeah.
That's your mini-me in your arms.
And like you
crazy.
said,
That
like,
part.
that's a feeling that you said, what did you just say? You said it's a feeling that you never, like, you won't be able to, like,
understand unless it happens to you.
unless
You know,
actually go through it.
yeah, because you can hear people talk about it.
Yeah.
but to actually feel it is different.
And
So
one thing I want to
different.
ask y'all,
So different.
And one thing I want to ask y'all, because my dad always told me, he always said, no matter how old you get, you never gonna be ready to have a kid. Like, he always told me, no matter what position you in, no matter nothing, you're not gonna be ready. When y'all had y'all kids, did y'all feel like y'all was ready?
Bro, I was 0% ready.
Yeah.
Like, the girl I was with, like, literally, I had broken up with with her.
Yeah.
We were done. We were only together for like 3 months, bro.
Yeah.
And we broke up. I was like, it's over. And then she shows up at my job and throws up at my job and tells me she's pregnant. And we're broken up.
In front of everybody too?
Yeah.
At work?
Yes.
Man.
At work.
Fuck.
She just showed up and told me she's pregnant. So I ended up getting back with her, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
But you tried,
but
though.
we were together for a while. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 years total. But it's like, I wasn't ready, bro. And anyway, you know what I'm saying? The way I was living my life was not the way you should be living your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was deep in the streets.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of crazy shit. You know, a lot of shootings were going on at the time. And I got a son coming to the world. I'm like, bro, I was a rapper. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Out there doing my thing. So it's like, I was living that lifestyle. And then I got this kid on the way. But, you know, you become ready. It's like you become ready.
It makes you ready. Like, life makes you fucking ready.
Yeah.
So like even like when I was even explaining to you, cause like even when I had my first child, like when we got pregnant and she sat there and she was pregnant, I was like, okay, we're gonna try to make this work type shit. Then we ended up breaking up 6 months later.
Yeah.
And we have a fucking newborn. He's over here in his crib doing his thing, blase, blase. But then I had niggas coming up to me in Pensacola, Florida, pointing guns to my head and shit, talking shit on my son. And I was like,
Before he was even here?
No, he was already here,
okay.
but he was, there was these niggas at Waffle House.
Yeah.
And they pulled out guns and shit like that, and I was like, "Bro, I swear to God, like if this nigga even fucking pops and shit,
yeah,
like I'm it's over with. I'm over, like, cause I see red. When I get into something. I've already I've broken niggas fucking ribs, rib cages, noses." Throwing them downstairs at clubs, like curb stomping niggas, I don't
getting reckless.
Like it's not reckless, it's just protecting myself.
Yeah.
I'm just protecting myself at the end of the day. Like I don't give a fuck. Like if you trying to fuck me up, I'm gonna fuck you up before you fuck me up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and then also going back on topic, because you was kind of talking about like you're kind of scared of dying.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not scared of dying. Like if I die, fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
So let me ask you this: what do y'all believe happens when you die?
See, and that's also another topic
I honestly think it determines the kind of person that you were in this world.
So you feel like you're either going to go to heaven or hell?
Reincarnation.
I believe in, like I said earlier, I believe in a multitude of things. So anything can happen. But I do have, like, when it comes to this lane, I feel like if there is a heaven and hell, obviously if you did more, we all sin no matter what. You can have a thought that is a sin. Anything is a sin. And and I know that's what they have told us and stuff. But like I feel like if you're a good person with good intention, more in your life than not, then you should have a good experience. Like whenever your soul leaves your body versus a bad experience. Like,
right.
And
regardless of what happens.
The fear of death overall for me is the fact of not knowing if after this it's over. Yeah, nothing.
There's always that question. But see, that's where the faith comes in. I'm gonna tell you what I think, going off of what you just said, is like, this is what I believe. Heaven and hell exists right here on earth. Okay, the way you're living, like I feel like y'all living in heaven right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all enjoying life every day. Y'all wake up every day. You know, you enjoy what you're doing. I mean, there's different levels of heaven, just like there's different levels of hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're waking up every day and hating your life and not wanting to do it, you're like, man, what the fuck am I doing, man? And just sad all the time. Your perspective is like always negative. Yeah. You're living in hell.
And you've completely given up.
You've completely given up.
Yeah.
So heaven is just a perspective. It's how you feel when you wake up. And some days are hell. Some days are heaven. Right. I feel like this is what heaven and hell really is.
Oh shit, you just gave me chills just now you saying that.
That was a good idea.
No. what the fuck?
Yeah, it's deep, bro.
I didn't even think about that.
That's deep. So I believe
every day is a different. It could be a different. Like if the devil wants to take over, the devil might win that one day.
Because
and take over.
like your mental frequency, where you are in that moment, is what determines the ability of the devil to be able to get to you.
How close he can get to you.
Yeah, how easily he can get to you. Because when you're in a high frequency and he comes at you, you're like, man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't listening. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Someone come, like, for example, you're just in a good mood. You with your boys. We out. Some dude comes up and starts talking shit. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, we're having fun right now. Yeah. I'm not even going to fall for that. But but if you had a bad day and your frequency was low and they came up and said some shit, like, what's up then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So your mental frequency depends on how you're going to react to that situation. Right. That's everything in life.
And that's how it was at the pool fucking party, nigga. When fucking Ken Ben. I'm gonna say Ben. Fuck you, Ben. If you hear this, fuck you. But when Ben pulled up, then everything got fucked up. That's when I drowned. Like I was having a good. Remember how I was just swimming up in the pool? I was chilling. I was doing my thing. I'm cool. I'm doing backflips off the fucking heater.
Y'all had an altercation?
Yeah, we got into something, and then she fucking does her bullshit. I come down, and then all of a sudden the devil's kicking in.
You feel like that lowered your what y'all got that scuffle y'all got into pretty much lowered your frequency, and you handled it how you handled it and got in the water and basically.
I don't even think I got in the water. I think I got pushed in the water from her.
That's what you feel?
I feel like she pushed me into the water.
I feel like the devil uses people as vessels in the moment.
That part.
That's why you got to protect your energy.
But exactly.
And where heaven came back was y'all saving me.
Yeah.
Y'all saved me. Chris saved me. He gave me CPR. He brought me back to life.
Crazy.
Y'all put me
shout
back.
Shout out to Chris. Wow. Yeah. That's amazing.
On some real shit, Chris Sales, shout out to you. But I was brought back into bed.
Right.
And y'all still had the patience with me. When I woke up, I popped off on these niggas. I popped off, and I didn't mean to pop off. I just, for some reason, woke up angry. I was waking up angry, and then like me and Chris got into it. We got in a physical fight.
Damn.
But the thing about Chris is he what is it called when you
restrain?
Yeah, he restrained himself from like beating my ass because I was already on my back and I was sitting there and I was like I was trying to cover myself and he was just like, all right, but he restrained himself. But Vaughn did the same thing with me the other night.
Niggas fight like brothers for real.
Yeah, like he restrained himself too. Like,
so let me ask y'all.
I can show y'all.
Oh god, dang! You see this battle scars. God dang.
Hey, look.
Look. It take a lot to get me mad for real. Like I be chilling a lot of the time. Right. But like when we was arguing, he hit me in my eye. I said, "All right."
And that was on me. That was on me because I put the first lick. I pushed him and I was like,
And matter of fact, since we on this topic right now, I want to ask you, how do you feel? Because like my perspective is, and I know in certain situations it can be different. It depends. But if you get into it with somebody or whatever, are you the type? Are you good unless they touch you? Like you're not just gonna hit somebody first or does it depend on the situation? You feel like
no.
Well, see, the only way I'm gonna hit somebody first is if like there's some shit that was already going on prior to that shit.
Yeah,
it's like you done robbed me or some shit, and I caught you in public. It's like it's on sight. You feel me? But like other than that,
if I'm confrontation,
I'm gonna defend myself for a couple reasons. First of all, if I defend myself, I'm better off when the cops come.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. First of all, I would rather not go to jail in the situation.
Right.
So like, if you want to attack me, I'm finna defend myself. Whether that means fighting or shooting, you feel me?
Exactly.
Like period. So if you shoot first or punch first, you're in the worst position.
And how many times have you? Oh well, you might not be able to count because I can't count. Have you been in handcuffs for defending yourself and then been like released?
No, and that's the thing. You may not. You're gonna go to jail. You feel me?
Even if you defend yourself now. No. Officer told me
Well,
that.
I like.
You've been released?
Yeah. I've been for one. I've been to jail so many fucking times. I can't count, and that's why I said.
Well, I'm gonna tell you my answer is that I haven't because I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I am fucking gone, bro.
Police ain't gonna be able to know that I was at that
bike,
situation. Oh,
run. It don't matter. I'm gone.
But even the niggas I fucking punched out, stomped out, fucking broke ribs. Even my baby mama saw this shit too. But out of all of those times, I've been in handcuffs with my hands behind my back, and everyone's running up. No, Nate wasn't. Nate wasn't the criminal. He was the victim. Blase. They released me.
Yeah.
They released me right then and there, and I sit there and I'm like, yeah, bitch, what's up? I even got a video on YouTube right now. It's privatized now. Fuck y'all, because y'all ain't gonna.
So let me ask y'all a question. How did y'all meet?
You hit me up.
Well, honestly, so how me and Nate met was, so like I'm real good friends with the Prince family and stuff, and so like we was I was chilling with my boy Damien, his dad, and he had a video because Nate does reaction videos, you know, whatever the case may be. So he had a video, and it was Nate on the video, and I was just watching, and he was talking about the situation or whatever the case may be, and I thought Nate was funny as hell, like just from watching like the little snippet of his video or whatever. And appreciate it. So like I just took the initiation to hit him up, you know, because I'm cool with a lot of creators. Like I'm friends with a lot of people. I've done content with a lot of people, so I'm never afraid. I've never been the type that's afraid to reach out to somebody.
Right.
Whether I'm bigger than them, smaller than them, I don't even look at things like that. You know.
Right.
I'm just genuine and fuck with everybody. You know, for whatever it is that they do. And I just thought Nate was cool, so I just hit him up type shit, and then. You know, we became bros after that.
And let me put my side of the story in real quick, because I was scared.
I don't even come off like that.
Once he hit that follow, I was like, oh fuck, he's about to hit me up on some shit. Like I'm about to beat your ass.
It's because like what he was doing in the content, like he was basically like talking crazy about my nigga Damien dad, like in the video. So that's why he thought I was gonna come on that type of energy.
Damien's dad don't like me. Damien don't like me.
Damn.
But like he hit that follow, and I was like, and I was in the middle of a reaction, so I ran out of doing a reaction. I went to my BM, the one that Princess knows about.
Yeah.
But so I ran out. I ran out, and I was like, hey, Vaughn just followed me. Do you think that's bad? And she's like, I don't know.
I have followed both of y'all too.
Yeah. And I sat there and I was like, okay, I think this might be a bad idea. I think this might be bad. So I went back and I started doing my reaction again, and then Mona, she hit me back up. She was like, he just followed me too, and I was like, oh fuck.
It's crazy to go from there to now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just looking back at that. How long ago was that?
That was
years ago.
It's probably like almost 4 years ago at this point. Yeah.
That's crazy. So how did you meet Damien?
Bro, me and Damien, we damn near grew up together. Like we went to the same high school and shit. So like how we originally met though was so like you know how they got like alternative schools and shit like that, like where you go to when you get expelled from your original school.
Mm-hmm.
So I got expelled when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. And that was because I was bad as hell when I was growing up, bro. This before I started playing sports, hooping, anything like that. But I was fighting and stuff, so I had fought somebody on the bus and got expelled from school. And then
sorry about
you missed me, oh God. But
how'd you get in a fight on the school
because like the nigga hit me, like the nigga punched me in my shit. So he punched me in my shit, and
you had to defend yourself.
Yeah. So like, because that's how I was raised on, like we just talked about.
Yeah.
The reason I'm like that, where I never, if as long as you don't touch me, I'm cool. If you got a weapon or something, that's different. But like, as long as somebody don't touch me, we can get in each other's space, but as long as you don't touch me, I'm cool. But I was raised like that. So, bro hit me or whatever the case may be. So now I just started swinging back. Like, I was just swinging. I remember it was one of those, I was new to fighting still. I'm in middle school, you know?
Right.
So like, I'm...
He seemed like the nigga where he didn't stop when they're like
when the fight was over. Like, I got expelled too, bro. I got expelled in 12th grade.
12th grade. Senior year?
Senior year, bro, I got expelled. And they tried to send me to a secondary school. Yeah. Like what you were saying, but I was like, man, I was so pissed at the fact I basically got beat by the police.
Right.
Tased, beat by the police, expelled.
While being in high school?
In the high school.
Okay.
They beat the shit out of me, tased me, everything. Like 4 cops. Like they held me down on the ground. Tased me, slammed my head in the ground, bro. They was dragging me out of school. I'm bleeding all down my face, bro.
Was you in a fight or something? Like, what happened?
No,
so basically, here's what happened, right? So I found a note in my pocket. My girl was I was a wrestler, so I had a Letterman's jacket.
Yep.
So I let my girl wear it. So she gave me my jacket back, and in the pocket was a note, and she was cheating on me, right? So I found the note, right? So I'm like, okay. So I'm walking, I'm arguing in the hallway. Yeah. It ain't nothing crazy. We're just arguing, but I'm pissed. She walks away. I'm like, okay. So like a teacher comes up to me because I threw my folder in the air.
Yeah.
I threw my whole folder in the air. All my papers went everywhere. So the teacher came to me. I said, hey, man, get that out of my fucking face. Don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
You were talking to the teacher
I talked to a teacher like that, you know, because I was on that. I was mad. I really needed to leave. I should have just walked out of school, right? So after that, so I was already on probation. So the SROs, the cops at the school, like they already knew I was on probation. My PO had to come every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, to visit me. I was on the intensive shit, so they came to my school 5 days a week to like check in and shit. Yeah. So it was like they already knew I was a troublemaker. So basically, like they ended up, like, so the SROs came to me and they're like told me to put my hands behind my back. They were like trying to restrain me. Right. I told them like, hey, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to get, I'm getting in trouble and shit like that. I ain't trying to get arrested. So they took me down on the ground.
Because you was resisting?
They said I was resisting, but there was cameras and shit and shows later in court. I wasn't resisting.
Oh, you had to go to court for it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, for sure.
So did you beat it, though?
So here's what happened. So basically, it brought me in the office, and I had just got off probation. That's the thing. I was, like, clear from probation. Yeah. I was, like 3 months off. I'm, like, cool, chilling. I'm like, I ain't trying to get arrested. You feel me? So when they brought me in the office, I'm like, what y'all charging me with? Yeah. Like, what'd I do? They said felony, resisting arrest with violence. So I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Resisting arrest with violence. What the fuck? So it's 2 of them, right?
How you get tased and beat? But
right, no. At this point, they had just took me down on the ground and they just brought me in the SRO office. Okay. So basically, I'm like, what? I ain't going to jail for no shit like that. You feel me? So I was really on some wild shit. So I stood up and tried to run, but I was already cuffed, right? Yeah. So I got out the first door and I'm in the office now. So I'm trying to get out the office. As soon as I get to the office door, because the cops are like still behind me, 2 more cops walk in, back up.
Yeah.
You feel me? So now I got...
For high school, you was what, 17?
Yeah, I was 17. Yeah. So
they
like there was...
They always feel like they got a fucking...
That's right. The power. That's the power.
Yeah, that's the power. They got that backup. The 2 of them, they're way bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was big. I was like into a lot of sports, but they're way bigger than me. You feel me? Right. So like 2 more cops come in from because across the street was another school. So their cops just came across the street. It wasn't hard for me to get there. So now I got 4 cops. So they take me down on the ground, bro.
Why you in cuffs?
While I'm in cuffs. They take, because I was a wrestler in high school. So I was like really good at my feet type shit. You know what I mean? I was like a state placer.
Okay, that makes
sense. So they took me down on the ground. One of them was holding my legs. One of them was holding my arms. One of them had his knee on my head. And the other one was tasing me in the back.
Wait, you said one had his knees on your head?
On my head. He had his knee on my head, pinning my head on the ground.
And
I'm face down.
George Floyd, but that's some George Floyd.
We're not even talking about that topic.
No, but that's the same topic. Yeah.
No, it is.
They pinned him to the ground like that.
But
that's how they had me,
that's
bro.
Crazy.
Knee on my head. One of them had my legs, and I was kind of lifted up, and one of them had was holding my arms and pinning me down. So I was just stuck right there. So basically, they tasing me. The 4th one was tasing me in the back. So basically, they knocked me out. Like basically, like the third time he tased me, my whole body like clenched up, and my head was able to lift off the ground. Yeah. He smacked my head in the ground, knocked me out unconscious. And that's why I was leaking on my face.
And they still took you. They still
and then
arrested you?
They arrested me for a felony.
Yes, they do this shit, and the reason why I can relate to this shit is because the story with Escambia County, it took 10 officers to get me out the fucking pod. They tased me. They put the mask over me. They put me in that chair where they strap you down.
Yeah.
And they sprayed me down with fucking shit.
Mace?
Mace spray. So they sprayed me down.
Crazy.
So I was
I know, Mace will really fuck your eyes up too.
Yeah.
Bro, I was
Like-
sitting there crying. All they gave me was fucking tissues. Like, it was tissues. And I was sitting there and I was sitting there crying. I was like, I need my dad. I need my dad. like I was
That's crazy.
I was sitting there and I was like, bro, like, what the fuck? And then by the time I got out, they couldn't even give me my shirt back because it was so contaminated.
Right.
Contaminated. Quote unquote contaminated because of how much they sprayed me down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Damn.
So they left me with no shirt.
Was it cold in that bitch?
Huh?
It was cold in that bitch?
Not in Scambia, no. It's hot in that bitch. Fort Benning County is the only one that fucking is cold.
So let me ask y'all this. What's the hardest struggle? I'll ask you first. What's the hardest struggle that you went through in your life?
Can we get 3 options because there's multiple.
Because you've been through some shit. What is the hardest one? Like, if you could just choose one that really broke you down, what's the hardest struggle?
First one is my BM, for one. Second one is, and actually, is there another shot cup? Because I know this one's a mixed shot.
I get you one.
Okay. My second one is gonna be my mama. And
Your mama?
Oh, you are drinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened with your mama?
My mama asks for money a lot. And my mama and my dad, they recently went through a divorce.
Pull the mic towards you. Pull the mic towards you. Yeah. It'll turn. Yeah.
My mama and my dad went through a divorce, and that shit hurt me. And then my mom keeps coming to me for more money. But I need my mama to go back to work, and same with my sister, because my sister also has a kid. So I'm telling and also to rewind a little bit, my sister's she's 17, and she had the kid when she was 15, I think it was 15. But I was sitting there and I was like, bruh, like, not even me. Like for me, I had a kid when I was 21.
I couldn't imagine 15.
Yeah, it's
like
tough.
15. She was in high school.
Yeah.
With a fucking belly.
Right.
I don't want to see that shit. Like, I don't want to see that shit. But I'm over here providing so much fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
To not only my sister but my mama, and my mama is over here getting kicked out because of my dad, her husband, after how many years? 25 years, 26 years type shit.
They was married for that long?
They was married for a long ass time, and it fucks me up because I sit there and I'm like, bro, just can everybody just be in peace?
Yeah.
Like it's same thing how I look with Ramona. When I look at Mona,
Yeah.
I look at Mona and I'm like, okay. Like, we can have peace. But keep the peace.
Right.
You can't sit there and want peace but not keep the peace.
Right.
Keep that shit.
You gotta do that every day.
That's all that's all I care about.
Do you feel like them like latching onto you and asking for this and that all the time is that's affecting your peace in general?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you something. Just some advice from me.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom died when I was 22. So if I could pay,
Wait, both died?
just my mom. So I still have my dad, but my mom died when I was 22. So the amount of money I would pay to be able to see her or just have her in this world, I don't. This is priceless.
Hold on, I'm tearing up real quick because like that shit is fucking fuck, man. You had to go through that shit.
I had to go through that at 22, bro, and I watched her die right in front of me. Just like when you see birth or seeing death is different too, especially someone you love.
Yeah.
To see the person like your mom die in front of you at 22 years old is like it's unexpected.
Different kind of pain.
It's a different type of pain,
Yeah.
and it's like it kept repeating in my brain. So what I'm telling you is like I understand though because I know how it is, but from a different outside perspective.
You went through some worse pain than me though. Going through that shit, I can't imagine because like I'm already preparing myself to lose my mom, but you already lost your mom.
And I wasn't prepared for it. I was young. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm telling you is to just remember that, like, how important your mom really is. Sometimes we forget. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly.
We forget how important you just like we talked about earlier about the pain is when you really realize it. Mm-hmm. Well, that type of pain is when you realize how important your mom is. You can put that mic back in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's when you realize how like important your mom is. You know, so that's all I got to say to you. I mean, but I understand where you're coming from because like even with I got only my dad now. Sometimes we can have problems, and I get it. You know what I mean?
This is also another shit. We got to put you in the hot seat at this point.
He is in the hot seat.
Like, we got to put you in the hot seat because I'll take another shot. But
yeah, let's take a shot.
On some real shit, people's got to know your pain too.
Yeah.
Like.
Let's take a shot right quick.
Yes, sir.
No, people's got to understand your fucking pain, nigga.
That's when I ask you what's your hardest struggle, that's my hardest struggle. And I'm about to ask you. It's like losing my mom was absolutely my hardest struggle. Because I'm the oldest son, which means that, and my parents had got divorced not long before she got sick. Right. So what that means is when your mom's sick, someone has to be in charge of her medical condition. Right. When she's in a point where she can't make decisions, someone has to. So if she's not married, it goes to the oldest child. Yep. So I'm 21 years old making medical decisions for my mom. They're calling my phone saying, should we help her or should we let her go?
That's happening to me too.
Yeah.
And that's why I get pissed off. I'm like, bro, just leave me the fuck alone. But yeah, keep going.
But yeah, you know, so it's like it definitely that's where the strength I have is out of this world. But the thing about me is though my weakness is death, because I've dealt with so much. I've dealt with a lot of death.
Yeah,
a lot. Everybody around me has died. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like death is a huge thing to me. So it's like when people die, it hits me hard.
Yeah,
you feel me? So that it becomes your it becomes your strength, but then after so many times, it becomes a weakness because when it happens, it brings back death stacks. The more death that occurs, all the deaths hits you when another death occurs.
And death reminds you of shit too, where you sit there and you just be like, "Fuck, I should have done this different. I should have done this different. I should have just like I said, like you've heard me I sit there and I just like, fuck, I should have done it different this way. Like we shouldn't
because once you lose that, you don't get that experience.
And we don't want no sympathy when we say like it should happen like this. It's just like we should of, not should of this way.
Yeah.
See, the thing is like the reality is this: because of the way you did it, it made things happen a certain way.
Right.
So maybe you doing that helps someone else. What you feel like you should have did really made that person stronger in that day. They needed that. So you don't really understand it. It's like beyond our comprehension. But let me ask you, what is your hardest struggle you went through in your life?
Well, I mean, for me, it'll be easy because since you guys have already talked about loss that y'all had, I'm gonna say the same thing. I've been through other things as well, but none of those. Even though I've been through other experiences in my life, I don't think none of those experiences equate to this experience. Especially because the magnitude of it and everything too. Like, because you can't tell somebody how much something can hurt them. Like, everybody's pain is their own pain, if that makes sense. So I can't tell you how much that you need to grieve for somebody, just like somebody can't tell, somebody else how much to grieve for over somebody. But like obviously the pandemic, everything happened like with COVID and stuff.
Right.
And my little brother Junior, he had passed from COVID. He got COVID and he passed. And this was literally like a week after his birthday. He just turned 20, so it was his 20th birthday.
What year was this?
This was in 2020.
Damn.
So like he had asthma and stuff like that, so that's why it affected to him. And mind you, at this time, this was still at the very beginning of the pandemic. No vaccines, no nothing like that. And people still got to work. My little brother worked. Both of my brothers worked at the same job. And when I got the news about that, because we was informed that he had it already, but we like, all right, he's young, things can, hopefully he'll be able to get through it or whatever the case may be. But and then it got to be too much for him. And one thing that really like hurt me about it, that hurt me so much about it, was because I'm the oldest of 4, so like this was the youngest. Nah, like.
Fuck you.
You good? Yeah. Like, no, you good, man. You can let your emotions out. Like, I'm able to talk about it better now.
Yeah.
Than I was able
as
to.
time passes.
Yeah, as time has passed, because, like going through that experience, man. And I've lost my grandma. I've lost like uncles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's my family. But like your core family is like mom, dad, brother, sister.
Yeah.
That's
when you lose
family.
people like that,
yeah,
it hit different.
Exactly. It hits different. So, like, when that happened to me, that's the first person in our family that we lost. And, and God, thank to God, we all still here. We still healthy. But losing him definitely hit different just because the magnitude of it. There was nothing that we could have done to, prevent anything or help anything like that. And that's definitely was the hardest thing I've been through, because not only was it during the pandemic, so everything shut down.
Everybody's separated, and
I had to go back home. I drove back home to go to the funeral and everything like that, because we weren't even in the same place at the same time. So, yeah, that was definitely my hardest experience, and I'm 3 years removed of that now. So,
I'm sorry to hear you went through that, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you know what? This is how I see it, bro. This is the best advice I can give.
Yeah,
is that your brother wants to see you. Like, wherever he is right now, he wants to see you win.
Right.
And it gives you that motivation where it's like, you know what? I'm going to do it for you.
Right.
I'm going to show you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish you were here beside me, but I'm going to go hard for you.
Right.
It gives you that motivation.
And it did help me with a lot of the motivation, too, like behind doing content and stuff. That's part of the reasons why I even still do content. I enjoy it, but it's something that, like, my little brother used to help me edit my videos and stuff like that. People never, didn't see him a lot. I showed him on YouTube, but a lot of people didn't see him a lot because he didn't like to be on camera. But he helped me, like, with a lot of stuff
behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. So I definitely, miss him, and that experience was by far the hardest thing I ever been through.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Just continue to let it motivate you, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
that,
dog.
You good, Nate?
Right.
I'm good.
Look. You can be good because I'm good talking about it, so we good.
Yeah.
Good. I always just talking about
You good.
Shit.
Yeah.
So much drunk shit.
So I'm gonna give you a perspective, okay?
Yeah.
So he asked earlier about, are you in fear of death? I'm going to tell you why I'm not as in fear of death as a lot of people.
Right.
And why I feel like it's important even with that, even with my mom.
Yeah.
I believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like heaven and hell has been a misinterpretation. And I feel like it exists here on earth. You don't look in the sky and see heaven. You don't look in the earth and see hell.
Right.
Like, to really picture what they depict heaven and hell as don't even make sense. We know now the clouds do not hold heaven.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe another dimension, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
That we can't see
exactly. Like I'm very open-minded like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just stuck in my ways. I believe in God. But I believe that we reincarnate. And maybe we have a decision. And I feel like some of us are wiser souls than others. Yeah. Some of us have been here a lot of times. You know what I mean? And some of you may have a younger soul, and we ain't been here so many times. Yeah. And as far as our decisions that you talked about earlier, is like, if you make good decisions and you're a good person, you help people, I feel like in your next life, you will come here in a better situation.
Yeah.
You'll start off better. You know what I'm saying? You'll have better lessons. Better family. It's not always about money. It's just about love.
Right.
You're being a more love family.
Exactly. And peace and
And yeah,
happiness.
exactly. Like maybe that shit will come more naturally to you. Maybe we were a bad person in our last life. That's why we have a lot of bad things happen. Now it's our chance to prove that we're a good person.
Right.
But the point is. But the point is, I feel like we reincarnate. So with your brother, I feel like he might be back here already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Back living.
Exactly.
It's not like it's not the
Energy never
ends.
Exactly.
Because like I said, energy is only it's only what created. It never stops. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when energy is never destroyed. It just keeps going.
And like you said, like with the your spirit lives on forever, So
Exactly.
I kind of believe in reincarnation too. Like I said,
Yeah.
I have an open mind. So, but like it like you would just have to like experience and break it down to how like do you come back as a person again? Do people really come back as animals? Like 'cause I've heard so many things,
the Hindu way that they describe reincarnation is you might come back as an animal. You might be a bad person, come back as a cockroach.
Okay.
But if you believe that, then that also means you believe that animals have souls.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do or not.
Right.
I would like to know because could they?
I can open up about this because I have a personal feeling about this.
What do you think?
Okay, so like
You can move the mic towards you.
So like what I believe when it comes like one thing I've always thought about when it comes to reincarnation and stuff, or like do animals have souls? I from my personal experience, I believe that they do, like because I will say this. I grew up around animals. My mom was like a vet tech and stuff like that. So she always, worked with the veterinarians and stuff.
Yeah.
And was around
You would know
rescuing
better
dogs
than
and
most
stuff
people.
Like that. Yeah. So like I've always had good relationships with animals in general. And one thing I do love about animals, like more than people, is animals don't know how to show fake love. Like they only know how to love you, and they're loyal as hell. Like especially like dogs. Like a dog really is a man's best friend. And I've had that experience because like my boy Abel, my dog I had for 11 years, and we rescued him off the street, and he was only 1 at the time, and literally like amongst going through what I was going through when I lost my little brother and stuff, literally the following year I had to put my dog Abel down that I had for the 11 years. So that's why I got both of them tatted on me, like for my upcoming birthday after that, because I had to put him down on Christmas. And then my birthday is literally in January. So that's when I got the tattoos for both of them.
So what's your sign?
You said what?
What's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn?
Yeah, I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
So, like the relationship I had with Abel, when he was here, it felt like it felt like he didn't feel like a dog to me. Like we got so close over all those years we spent together. Like I was a teenager, had him. Went to college, had him. Moved him to Texas with me. I always had him with me. Like took him everywhere with me.
Do you feel like when you speak to the dog, they understand you?
Yeah, 100%. Like any dog that I've ever had, they're always good. Like they're trained, well trained. They listen on command. All those kinds of things. Just good.
They can comprehend.
Yeah.
So this is what I be wondering. Like, if we're gonna believe that an animal has a soul, then I feel like they have to have a level of consciousness. You feel me? Like they're not just living straight off of instinct.
Yeah.
Because that's how a lot of people think of it. Like
think
animals.
about animals.
They're like
Yeah,
instinct.
right.
They just live to survive and shit.
Right.
But I feel like we live to survive. Like we have instincts.
Exactly.
Like if somebody comes up and they're ready to fight, you're not just gonna stand there and be like,
Right. You don't know what's going on.
Either you're gonna run, or you're gonna fight.
Right.
You're not gonna stand there.
And animals know when to sense danger better than we do.
Exactly.
And they also can pick up on energy better than people can.
And I feel like people I feel like we can pick up our energy too.
Yeah.
But we're not taught.
Right.
Who the hell was teaching us how to pick up our energy?
Right. And they already know that.
In any way. Like back in the day, like for example, look at like a Shaolin monk or those martial artists, like high level martial artists. You shoot an arrow at them, they can catch it.
Right.
That's a high level of awareness, like an animal level. You feel me? Like how an animal might move.
Right.
You try to like shoot them with an arrow, like nope.
Right.
Like depending on the predator,
or defense mechanisms, whatever the case may be, because it depends on the animal and shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like humans have that ability to get to that level of an instinct, but I feel like humans have the instincts, or so do animals. But do animals have that consciousness? Are they able to communicate with each other like a human?
I feel like animals have to have some kind of consciousness because from the experiences that I've had, like if they listen to you, they understand. Like you can teach them, and they understand things. Like they should, if they didn't have no kind of conscience, they shouldn't be able to learn anything like that. Like at least I think, you know, and they know how to communicate with each other because every different species of animal has its own different, you know, like
bark.
like
dogs whales
bark,
send out
right.
invisible signals and shit like
Exactly,
that.
like through the
Echo
water,
effects,
water
like
frequencies. And
yeah,
stuff, like,
there's got to be a level of communication there.
Mm-hmm.
So back to what we were talking about with reincarnation. If animals do have consciousness, then maybe they do have a soul. So maybe we do come back as an animal. I don't know. And if that is the truth, then that means that we may have been an animal for a long time in previous lives, and now we're finally at the human level.
Yep.
So we need to appreciate this life.
Hey, that's a good way to look at it.
You feel me? We finally got there. We fucked this up. We might be back to being a motherfucking seagull. You feel me?
Right.
Like, fuck that. Like, we are at the high. Like, I don't know what the highest level is because it might be something above human. You know?
Right.
But we're at one of the higher ones.
Right.
You feel me?
And do you believe in like different like universes, like different worlds and stuff? So do you feel like there really could be like a
different dimension,
us in a different dimension or different reality, multiple versions of us? Look, that shit woke him up.
You feel me? No, I mean that is the biggest question because so many people talk about different.
That is the biggest question.
I'm telling you.
Please,
I mean,
please talk your shit. Hey, don't even like try to like what is it called?
Backtrack.
Not backtrack, but
censor.
Yeah. Okay. Censor. Oh shit, hey, be careful. Hold on, watch your feet, nigga.
Bro, I don't censor nothing. So here's what I think, right?
Yeah.
I believe that it's a very big possibility in other dimensions, but I also believe that maybe one of the biggest causes for the dimensions is time travel. Now, I do believe that time travel exists. I believe that they've already came back from the future and came to the past. Yeah. Some of the things that we understand. Have you ever heard of the Mandela Effect?
I have probably like one time. I've heard of the term before.
Okay, Mandela Effect. Yeah. All right, for example, when you were a kid, did you ever see the Berenstain Bears books?
Yeah.
Okay, was it Beren? How do you spell it?
Berenstain.
How do you spell
Berenstain? I'm gonna say Bearsting. Berenstain.
Stein or Stain?
Sting. Berenstain.
Berenstain.
Yeah.
So what if I said it was Bere? I mean, I remember it as Stein.
Yeah.
But if you look it up,
it was spelled like that, like Stein, like Stein.
Stein, right?
Yeah,
Berenstain.
Berenstain.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you look it up now, straight up, it's Berenstain, Stain.
They changed it.
Something changed.
Okay.
Like, that's what it is now. You can look it up in the history. That's what it is. Okay, let me ask you another question. The Monopoly Man. Yep. Did you play Monopoly as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Did the Monopoly Man have a little thing on his eye or no?
I remember him having one, yeah.
He had a monocle,
but
right?
He doesn't now, right?
He doesn't now. He never did.
I noticed that.
He never did. Like, if you were to look at like a 19...
he never
did. If you look at the 1920s Monopoly boards, he don't have one. But I remember him having one.
Right, me too.
Right? Okay. Okay, so here's another one. Did you ever see the Star Wars movies? The old ones?
Yeah, like
Darth Vader and shit?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, so but I'm talking about Darth Vader, like the Luke Skywalker.
The original.
Old. Did you watch them?
Yeah.
When you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid.
Yep.
So did he say, Luke, I am your father? Or did he say, no, I am your father?
I think he just said, I am your father.
He didn't say, Luke, I am your father.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he did.
He said he did. He said he did.
Did he to you?
I remember him saying, Luke, I am your father. But if you feel me? But if you pull up the original video now, it'll say, no, I'm your father. There's certain things about history that have changed.
That we don't even recognize.
Like, we remember a different dimension. We remember a different reality.
Yeah.
We remember the Berenstain Bears. It was not Berenstain.
Yeah.
Okay? So... You feel me? So that's the Mandela Effect. There's things that we remember, and I can go on. There's like 50. There's like 50 to 100 of them.
Yeah.
Things that we remember. We're like, what?
Yeah.
No, that's not.
You remember it vividly.
A different way.
Yeah, exactly.
So that goes back to what you're saying about different dimensions of realities. I feel like we are in a different reality than when we were born in.
So do you feel like when would that change take place?
Okay, so somewhere and so exactly, like we don't really know.
Yeah.
But the reason why the Mandela Effect is called the Mandela Effect is a dude named Nelson Mandela. Some people believe he died in prison. Some people believe that he died as president. Like he became president of South Africa. So it's like this has been going on for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of theories on it. But my theory is time travel. I believe they came from the future. They came to the past. They changed something. They were going to save their wife. They're going to do whatever they were doing. And when they did that, it affected people. But you know what? What's interesting is that there's some people who will swear to you it's the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
In this world, right now, because I've been online talking about this a lot of times, and people will swear up and down it was the Berenstain Bears they remember as a kid. They remember no monocle on the Monopoly guy.
Yep.
They remember everything that we talked about, but the other side of it.
Yeah.
So they were
And
from
we believe in this side.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So somehow two realities have merged in this world right now that we live in.
You think that's possible?
I think it's possible.
I believe it. Hold on. If I can open. Let me open my eyes so I can talk about this shit. I believe this shit too. Because I swear to God, when it comes to me, like, I can't.
Yo, this is good. This is the type of shit. This is crazy. But all right, so we can go on and on about this topic right here.
Yeah.
But look, I appreciate you coming. Bro.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
So,
thank you for let me let it flow, Nate. You good?
I gotta open my eyes.
So look, before we get, I'm gonna turn this camera to y'all.
Yep.
Before we get out of here, go ahead and tell me your Instagram, where to follow you at, everything like that.
All right, bet y'all can follow me at Vonspov _ on IG, Vonspov on YouTube. Yes, sirski. Got my boy Nate P. Fleming with me. Nate P. Fleming on YouTube and Instagram, right?
I'm gonna be high as fuck right now and drunk as fuck right now, but it is what it is.